Remember that an algebraic expression is a math statement that does not have an equal sign. It does not have one of these. If it does have an equal sign, it's an algebraic equation. So we'll work with that in a video later, but for now we're just going to work with expressions. So to simplify an expression, you need to follow the order of operations and combine like terms together. Combining in this case means adding or subtracting. And like terms are terms that are similar. Similar in this case means that they have something in common. Like, for example, terms that have a single x within it can be combined, or terms that have an x squared can be combined. But you cannot combine a term with an x and another term with an x squared. Those would be unlike terms. So let's look at some examples. 7x plus 2x. Both terms have an x in common, so that means they are like. So we can just add their coefficients, 7 and 2 together, and we're going to get 9x. And that's how we combine those two. But that's a simple one. Let's do one a little bit more involved. 9x minus 7x squared plus 12x plus 14x squared. So we see here we have a 9x and a 12x, but we also see that we have a negative 7x squared and a positive 14x squared. So in combining those, we have to combine the negative 7x squared and then 14x squared together, and the 9x and the 12x together. So starting with the higher power, negative 7 plus 14 is going to give us positive 7 with an x squared. So we're done with those. And then 9x and 12x, we can combine those together and we can get a positive 21x. Now, while both terms have an x, this one has no squared, while this one does have a squared. So we cannot combine those. So this is the answer to this expression. Next we have 5 plus 2y squared minus 8y plus y minus 5y squared minus 3y squared plus 1. So we can see we have a term with no y here and no y here. So those are alike. We have a 2y squared here, a negative 5y squared, and a negative 3y squared. And then we have a negative 8y and a positive y here. So I've already figured out what are my like terms, and now I'll combine them. So 2y squared minus 5y squared minus 3y squared, which is really just 2 minus 5 minus 3. And when we combine those together, we're going to get negative 6y squared. And now we have negative 8y and positive y. So negative 8 plus 1 is going to give us negative 7y. And then 5 plus 1 is 6. And again, y squared, just a y, no y's, no more like terms. So this is our simplified version of this expression. Finally, we have 2 times the quantity w minus 5 minus the quantity 3w plus 8. So we're going to distribute the 2 inside, and then we're going to distribute the negative inside. So we're going to get 2w minus 10 minus 3w minus 8. And again, I see 2w and negative 3w are alike, so 2 minus 3 is going to be a negative 1w, or just a negative w. And then negative 10 and negative 8 combined together give us negative 18. And this is a simplified version of this expression.